Can you hear me now?
We're golden. Hey.
Okay. And this is Erin.
Hi. I just had a question about taxes and how does that work? Are you a lead employer or a lead employer? How do we take that into account?
Sorry, it's a little hard to hear you, hon. Sorry about that. I'm like leaning towards like I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
You're fantastic. Yes, ma'am.
He said, how do you take into account the taxes?
That's a great question. I can't give legal advice, but I can tell you this. All my virtual assistants are independent contractors. They are not employees, so they don't have to sign a W-9 or I-9 form. All of them are independent contractors, so I would consult with your local legal counsel. I can always give my contact of my attorney that's local if you needed to draft a independent contractor's contract, but please make sure that you're taking care of that. Essentially, if they're an independent contractor, they pay for their own taxes. You're in essentially how I label that is a business or marketing expense because they're making outbound marketing calls for me. So essentially, I'm not considering them an employee. I am paying for a service fee for their marketing, if that makes sense. So I would totally 100% recommend that. But if you have questions, you can email me here and I'm 100% here to give you value and just guide you the best I can. Awesome.
Are you, anybody else? Before we, I don't know how much time you have.
Yeah, I can probably take one more question, but I totally am going to hang out with Chesterfield REIA next Thursday. And I'm going to go to happy hour with you guys. And I know that we were a little bit rushed, but I think it'll be a lot of fun to hang out. But I'm totally down for one more question. And now that the camera's here, I can see all of you guys. This is a great little crowd. I love it. So anybody else have
another question here? Huh?
Perfect.
Hi, Andrea. My name is Rachel, and Dallas is treating you well. My question is, when you were first starting your business, what was the top resource or tool that you used to stay motivated and on top of what you needed to get done?
I'm telling you, I love that question. I think that's the perfect way to end it. Before my team, because now I have 128 virtual assistants that depend on me for their salary, to pay their bills, to buy their kids nice things. That's a hell of a reason to wake up in the morning and motivate me now. But let's talk about prior to my business. I understand like it's hard to wake up and you're like putting money in without getting money out sometimes. I just remembered that at the end of the day, I wanted financial freedom so bad. I wanted to be able to be in Dallas right now, Zooming with beautiful people in Chesterfield and not have to clock in for anybody the next day, right? That's what everyone wants. But I think for me, I had a mentor. Her name is Christina Aguilera. She's an incredible investor, over 300 rental properties in St. Louis. To see a woman that looked like me doing incredible things that I never thought, having money that I never thought was possible. I thought $80,000 a year as a dental hygienist was the dream life for me until I found out you can make $80,000 a month. We all can. And that was what motivated me every day. But now I've got 128 people that are writing their salaries for me. So it's a lot deeper. And 68 of them are mamas. We just had our Mother's Day party. So regardless, I just say tap into your why and you will always, always be successful. You will always have rigor and always wake up hungry. But I hope that answered your question, guys. I do have to go and I had such a blast hanging out with you. Hopefully I can see you again soon. And Jada, where are you? You're amazing. I freaking love you. All right. I'll see you. And Jasmine, is Jasmine there too?
Jasmine is right here.
Tell Jasmine, go crush it, girl. I have to say this before I go. Jasmine is absolutely incredible. So much energy and just a powerhouse woman to watch. If you need somebody to connect with, make sure since she's there, you connect with her because her energy is insane. And I think that you guys are going to be in for such a treat. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Thank you. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
Good travels. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jada.
We'll have that's her contact information if anybody's interested in reaching out to her. She's really good at responding back. via email, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And yeah, that was some, wonderful information about a VA. And now for our top producing, phenomenal, I mean, just absolutely all around amazing, Miss Jasmine Duckman.
Yeah, they're giving one, if you could give me 1 second.
So I was extremely nervous. I don't know why. So I made a PowerPoint so I could stay on track with what I wanted to talk about.
Give me 1
But
second.
how are you guys? Wasn't Andrea amazing? I actually just hired one of her PAs, so I would definitely say connect with her, just like she is on camera. Same way in person, really sweet girl, super helpful. The staff is amazing on top of everything. So if you are looking for a PA, I definitely recommend her. So I'm Jasmine. Who are you guys? Are we all investors? Have first-time investors or haven't got started? Has everyone done a deal? If you've done a deal? Like we're in grade school, okay? Okay, if you haven't done a deal. Okay, just 2 of you haven't done a deal? You haven't? Okay, so what's stopping you? You guys haven't done a deal? And why haven't you done a deal? And think straight ahead. Is it Brandon? All right. Okay, it happens. That's the biggest thing real estate is consistency. And is there anyone in here that's interested in being a realtor or everyone wants to be a real estate investor? You want to be a realtor? Okay, have you started? All right, sounds good. So, Wonder Woman of real estate, that's a big title to fill for Wonder Woman. I would just say I'm an opportunist. I'm from the Richmond area, born and raised here, Varina, DCU. To this day, my parents still don't own homes. Nobody that I know personally is in real estate, no one that has made money from real estate. So, I've been able to create a business. I'm still growing. I love the welcome that they gave me. Powerhouse, that sounds amazing. Hope I can live up to it in years to come. Let's see, last year I sold 44 houses. I flip about 4 houses a year, and then I also have Airbnb and rental property. And the kind of the space that I stay in, I don't do any wholesaling. I know the basics, but I pretty much like the idea of taking something that isn't so pretty and making it beautiful. So that's what I do. All right, so why real estate? I got into real estate because, like I said, I did not know anyone close to me who did it. However, what I did know, anyone who made money, and I mean real money, you just heard Andrea say going from 80,000 a year to 80,000 a month, that's life-changing money. Every person that I knew personally that had money did real estate at some point in their life. So even if they did not do it for the rest of their life, that wasn't something they wanted to do 40 years and retire doing. They did it in order to build wealth or build a legacy for generations. I used to do hair, background in cosmetology, so that's where making things beautiful comes into play. So it's not always about the money. Of course, it's about the money, but that's not really what drives me and motivates me. I just like transforming things. And I also had a marketing background. When they hired the girls to boost sales, if you've ever been out and you see the girls come up to your table with a tray of alcohol, that's what I did. So I was used to talking to people and just kind of fell into real estate. So I've had my license for 6 years as a realtor. I'm currently with Creative Realty. As a realtor, obviously totally different from real estate, you're helping other people. The benefits of having that license is you get first dibs on most of those houses. So a lot of times when people are looking to sell, they need creative solutions. So we talked about connecting with people in this room. You don't know where your next deal is gonna come from, so I highly advise you guys, when I finish talking, to connect with the people around you. My first deal was actually a JV deal. I had no money, no experience. I didn't know what I was doing, but like I said, I knew I could make money doing it. So I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning one day and I saw a property. And I called a friend and I said, hey, should I buy this property? And of course, he's like, do you have the money for it? I'm like, no. So how are you gonna get it? Have any of you started with no money or no knowledge, or did you started with no money? What'd you do to get that deal? Ms. Kim in front.
How you doing?
Hello.
So we drove the dollars and found it.
Sure,
It took about 8 months, to close on it,
Okay,
and, we sold it.
okay. Actually, fix it out, you send it to another investor to finish. All right, but good profit.
Yeah, 22,000.
Nice, for your first one, that's awesome, that's awesome. And you said you didn't have any money when you started either, what'd you do? Okay, you found it in here, awesome. Okay. I JV'd my first one. Didn't have the money, put it under contract and found an investor later. So my favorite line is great reward only come from great risk. So it's always risky to jump into real estate, but I highly advise if you see a property, whether you know what you're doing, you don't have the money, whatever, buy it. And you'll find someone, you can bring it to me. If you have a deal, there's someone out here who will be willing to finance it for you and walk you through the process of doing it. And that was how I got started. So one just led to another. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the bird method at all. So pretty much what I do is buy, rent, resell, refinance, and move. And how has my life changed in real estate? Well, we just talked about the money. I won't give a dollar amount, but it's been able to afford a lifestyle that I knew was possible, but I didn't know exactly how to get it. So it saved me a tool more than anything to finance my lifestyle. I think I told Jay today that what I did, before I buy anything, I make sure a property can pay for it. So a lot of people will look at real estate as a liability and they think about their first home, but whenever I buy something, before I buy a new car, new house, both whatever I'm gonna buy, I buy property, and that's what takes care of it. And you write it off at the end. Again, not legal advice, but it's just a method to do things that you really want to do. So do you guys plan on doing real estate for the rest of your life, or is it a tool just to get to the next thing? Rest of your life, retire? Okay, nice. So what does it take to be successful? I'm sure you guys want all the secret sauce. How do you get properties? How do you become a successful realtor? What did you do to be successful? And my answer is extremely simple. Just being myself. I like to talk. I love networking, talking to people, and I tell everyone, one person can't tell you what they did because they woke up that morning and they did what they felt they needed to do for their family, themselves, to make them happy and provide a better lifestyle. So it's really just being you. So being in places like this is definitely a start where you can network, where you can even get money. Actually, I just bought my last property from that gentleman in the back, who is amazing. It was a townhouse. So I came over to creative and I bought three properties in 1 month. Didn't think that was possible, but when you learn how to actually leverage, it's going to take your business to a completely different level. So when you're using your own money or using financing, learning how to leverage is what's really gonna just take you where you wouldn't even imagine. being a bold entrepreneur, that's kind of where I am, or versus being a smart and refined individual. I would say niche down and figure out what you're gonna be good at. So, as Andrea said earlier, she wasn't good at the realtor piece of it, but she was good at having systems in place. Connect with another person. I'm not an organized individual, but I'm a talker. I don't mind going up to people. I'm very outgoing. So when you find those people, get them on your team who are really organized, whoever has opposite skills with you. That's what's gonna help you really be successful. Or if you are that smart, refined person, total opposite of me, find an outgoing person who's gonna do that marketing for you, who's gonna go out and find properties. She said she did drive for dollars. I probably wouldn't do that just because I'm not organized enough to track each house that I've been to. If you've been to 50 houses in a day, you need to know where you're putting these. However, you can hire someone or connect with a team member who's gonna do those things for you. As far as the personality too, figure out what you like as far as wholesaling, investing, or holding. Are you guys familiar with Airbnb and VRBO? So that's pretty much taken over the entire industry right now. I have a client that just told me he's gonna try to make 90,000 from one property. So if you haven't tapped into that market, I highly suggest, instead of doing traditional rentals, tap into that Airbnb space. It's no different, connect with a cleaning company, and you definitely will see your profit. I thought it was stressful, but I mean, you're gonna have stress or money, but they outweigh each other. And these are some of my past ones. I just brought this one from Oni. I don't think he's seen the finished product yet. I'm thinking about Airbnb and that one. And that's the first one I did at the bottom. Finding out really if you want to do something simple or if you want to do something complicated, it really is the key. So you can put lipstick on a pig. When you see properties and they don't need a lot of work, that may be good for someone who doesn't like a lot of stress, wants to get in. I think she said it took 8 months to do her first one. This one, it took me 2 weeks to do. That's a big turn from when it used to take me around 8 months to a year to actually fix it. I think you know contractors are the hardest part of finishing, but really connecting with good people. My advice to newer entrepreneurs in the investment space is don't go with the cheapest person. It's not always better because you're going to end up spending more money. I'll show you the next one I did, which was my most complicated one ever. It took me 4 crews of contractors just to get it completed. Why? Because the first one messed up to the point that no one wanted to go behind them. So I ended up spending way more money than I initially set out to spend. It did get finished. This was my highest profit ever, but it took work. So the first thing before you do buy, decide how much work you're willing to put in. If you're willing to change knob and tubing, change out cast iron pipe, that's totally different than coming in painting and doing carpet. You have to know the type of personality, what you can actually take and withstand. My business today, so I'm a mom too, pretty much which drives me. I have my son do marketing as well. When they want to, him and his friends crab legs or whatever, I have them do my marketing for me. It's nothing that they can really mess up, but the purpose a lot of us get into real estate for is generational wealth. So I'm a firm believer in teaching your kids early what we know because I didn't have that. So it's the head start in life. Most of my properties are going into my son's name. There is no 401k, there's a real estate retirement plan, and that's it. I don't know a lot about stocks. I know crypto is really big right now, but I believe real estate is the safest risk that you can do. So if you have portfolios, my advice is always take some of that, put it into real estate, because you can always find the money where you choose to put it. And again, it is a risk, but it's worth it. Time management, huge, very huge, something I still struggle with today. If you are working a 9 to 5 and your goal, which I know a lot of people that come to me, they're working a job and they don't really know what to do to transition from their job, which is safe, to being a full-time entrepreneur. Time block, that's simple. Every day after work, maybe for 2 hours, you spend your time doing your marketing, or you hire your VA. That extra $5 to $7 a month is gonna make a huge difference in your business, because you can be efficient while you're doing something else and you're making money physically. They're gonna be working their deals for you, and that is highly important to growth and just leveraging your business. And growth, building teams, that's huge. Soon as you do your first deal, I would highly advise, take that and reinvest. I've seen people get 6-figure profits and they go back hard, or they invest in something unrelated to real estate, but I would highly suggest to take it, buy 3 more properties, connect with different lenders, connect with other investors, and just continuously reinvest your money until you get to a point that you don't need to, and you have your retirement plan set. That's it. That's in a nutshell what I do, how I did it, what I believe is important about real estate. If you guys have questions, I'd love to answer. Okay, so you gave a lot of good advice, but I understand it's just a that. What advice would you give to realtors? I don't know how many realtors are in the room, but what advice would you give to realtors to transition into this? Okay, so if you have a real estate license, one of the first things that I said was, there's really no reason not to invest. I did not get my license to be a realtor. And I'll make that very clear. When I got my license, it was so that I could find properties and I could invest. I had no intentions on being a realtor, which I absolutely love today. My investors, a couple, those going uphill, those going downhill. I love all of my clients, but I got my license to invest. When you can buy a home and get your own commission, as I just said, take that money and reinvest. It's simple as being disciplined. Just taking the money that you're making from real estate and using that as a tool to buy your investment property. So making that transition, it should be seamless if you've already mastered being a realtor. Now coming in, you're new, probably not making a lot of money. Your commissions may be split, but I would say just being disciplined and saving what you do have and using it to leverage. And again, you are a realtor. That means you're going to be meeting other people. So there's always going to be someone that's willing to take a chance on you and still invest. We see properties every day, all day. So we kind of know what the inspection is going to look like. We kind of know what it's going to sell for, what our target market is going to be. We see it. So it's really the same as buying a property for yourself. You're buying it to invest. Tax law, you wait 2 years and sell it. I still believe if you're buying for yourself, that is your first investment. So whether you're a realtor or whether you bought your first home, that transition into investing is going to be easy because you can refinance from your own property. There's a lot of creative strategies that you can use to make that transition seamlessly.
I actually have a question for you. When you were touching on Airbnb, 2 questions. One, do you manage your Airbnb on the bottom of the party? And then you mentioned VRBO.
So VRBO is pretty much the same as a Airbnb, different platform. I rent out a boat, I rent out an RV as well. They all have different platforms. So for the RV, it's RV Share, RV on the boat. They're all just different platforms. So it's equivalent to Airbnb. As far as whether I manage or I pay someone, I managed when I first started. Needless to say, one person licked the toilet. I had to clean it up. And now I outsource a cleaning company. So I would say, depending, again, everything goes back to who you are. Depending on your stress level and what you can handle as a person. I cannot handle cleaning after another person, cleaning bathrooms. I know that's not me. So I'm willing to pay, whether that's 10% of the cleaning fee, I will pay that just to keep my stress level down. And once you get to a certain point, you have too many to manage, you want to pay someone anyway, as long as your profit margin still makes sense. I 100% think it makes sense to hire someone. But if you can handle it, then keep your profit. Have any other questions? Myself in 5 years, I see myself definitely owning a real estate team. My goal was to be a traveling hairstylist, so I definitely would like to manage my team from an aspect that I don't have to hands-on every day sales. I don't mind talking to people, but I don't want to talk every day. If I could take 2 hours in the morning, work, and the rest of my time, I'm on my boat with my family. That's what I would like to do. That's my 5-year plan, to just have all of my businesses automated. I don't want to run a portfolio anymore, but long as it's enough that it's the same lifestyle and my retirement plan, then I'm pretty much done with real estate. Unless someone comes to me and they absolutely want me to sell their home, I will. You had a question?
Yeah, someone wants to do when I outside of the
Well, I'm sorry. For me, I use CRM systems, definitely to stay on target. Excel is my best friend. I'm not the most organized person, but system, not Pro Tools, that's music. Call tools. There's different systems as far as your organization, but anything that you can find, get what you're gonna use. Any system that you're gonna wake up every day and look at it, use that, because I probably have about 8 systems that I pay for and don't use. So definitely something that matches who you are, use your personality test, and he'll give you different apps that will help with your business if you're having trouble just staying on track. Does that answer your question? Yes.
One more question.
What if you have someone who can't necessarily see what property, can't see what property can be, they see the property for what it is.
You're struggling with vision.
Yeah,
Okay, I love that you said that, because every single property that I've tried, someone told me don't buy it. They said, A, you're not gonna be able to fix this, B, you're not gonna make any money off of it. And I made 6 figures off of my first one, just from believing in myself and what the property could be. When you look at it, it's almost like getting a haircut. You know what you look like with a haircut and without a haircut. When you see it, don't necessarily look at it from the standpoint of, okay, this house is crumbling, it's ugly, it's old, it's creaking, and look at it from the standpoint of what would someone else want. So I always start with the basic inspection before anything. And I don't think about colors, I don't think about fixtures, none of that. I just get the home into what I want to live here. That's my rule. I don't sell anything to anybody that I would not live in, just because you want a good reputation. That's something that keeps people coming to you, it keeps your business going, and it gives you the ability to grow. But just looking at it, envision it from a standpoint of, can I see myself in here? What do you like? Do you like carpet or do you like hardwood? Yes. What's your favorite part of the home? Your room. So then you know, when you're looking at it, what can this master bedroom look like? What would I want to live in? What's something that would make people say, I'm willing to pay top dollar and over listing value for this home? And that's the easiest way to see vision. It's really just, what do you like? I do flip. The ones that you saw, those are my renovations. A couple of them. Pay somebody. Let another investor come in and pay them. Something I'm gonna start doing, just because I've had people come to me and they don't want to do the work. They're like, hey, I wanna make this profit, I found this property, but I don't wanna do the work. That's when you JV, you may connect with someone and say, hey, I'll give you a flat fee just to finish this property and get it to the standard that I can rent it out. And then that's done. You get your profit and you pay it. You're welcome. Yes, sir.
I just thought I showed it down. I'm similarly kind of challenged. So that is my first one here.
You go to open houses to get ideas? That's a great idea. You can watch HGTV, Pinterest. You can steal other people's, what's the saying? Great artists don't create, they steal other people's work. So yeah, just go to the most, I would go to new construction and see what the new trends are. So are they using mosaic tile? What type of fixtures are they using? And use that to do your property. And then that way, you know, what value you're gonna have.
Well, thank you. Oh, you got one question?
It's a man's world.
The man's world, but it's Wonder Woman, wait. Thank you. This is a very male-dominated business, and what I tell my women coming into business, Jada is amazing. She just closed on her house, y'all. So, it is hard being a woman. I will say that. I do feel like we have a lot more than. I do feel like we have.
Yeah, but it's a little long, you got to be loud.
I feel like as a woman, we definitely have to prove ourselves a lot more.
You want me to bring Becky to that?
We come in and people get their.
You have them in Becky?
He was just making sure that I'm always sure that the reputation, I think that people will recommend women just because right now the climate of the world that we're in, in order to keep women, it does help out a lot. But I think really because we do have to prove ourselves, we can't accept the kid. So like you mentioned, going to the open house, that's something that's going to keep you accountable to yourself. But people will definitely everyone else is working. So when I'm also there's something there's great. I'm in competition already. So this man did this. I'm going to do it several times now. So it really could be at first. I would say people think real estate sector. Real estate is now that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people don't tell you about. It's really just saying that in a minute, staying calm. Know that we're in control and you're able to.
Well, could we thank Jasmine for taking the time out? Really quick, you